Hey guys, so I've been kind of procrastinating this morning to do this video because I really wanted to order the new Wet n Wild Zodiac collection. It's supposed to be launching today, but I've been checking the website for hours and there's nothing on there yet. So let's get started with the other Wet n Wild collection then that I've been doing looks from. And today we're going to use the Dragon Scales eyeshadow palette from the new Fire Dragon versus Ice Dragon collection. Those two greens are so pretty. And I'm also going to use the Megaglo Liquid Catsuit Metallic Lipstick in the shade Redlings. And how pretty is that? So those are going to be the two main focal points of the look. But I'm also going to incorporate a few more products by Wet n Wild than what I normally would use because, you know, it's a Wet n Wild video essentially. So, yeah, let's do that. So far the only thing I put on is my Chapstick Total Hydration Coconut Lip Balm. So let's begin with the Wet n Wild Photofocus Face Primer. And, I mentioned in a previous video that now they have a matte face primer and a dewy face primer. So I think this one is discontinued, but I really like this one. That's always the way, isn't it? Part of the appeal with this one, though, is I love the smell. It smells so good. Yeah, I don't know what that fragrance is supposed to be, but I really love the smell. I'm so particular about smells in makeup that can totally make or break something for me. There was a foundation once that I really liked the foundation in terms of how it looked in performance, but it just smelled god awful. Awful. And I ended up returning it, even though I liked the way it looked and everything. Trying to remember the name of it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Actually, I think that's happened more than once to me. Alright, face primer is on, and I thought I would use the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. My shade is Rose Ivory, and I'm going to use a Royal and Langnickel complexion brush, and these are sold at Walmart. Really, really good brushes, you guys. I wish this came in a pump. Wet n Wild? Anything in the works with pump foundation? Yeah, this whole spatula situation is a little awkward, so I'm just gonna dab some on the brush here. Hope this isn't going to be too light for me because I've gotten a little bit darker. Well, it does look a little light, doesn't it? I used to always see people buying like two shades of a foundation that they really liked. They're fall, winter, and spring shade, and then there's summer shade. And I don't know, I mean, I do it sometimes now too, even, but it seems so wasteful because, you know, if you're really into makeup or you do YouTube videos, you tend to have too many foundations already. So to have them in two different colors is, what my point is, that it's very rare that you'll finish something. I mean, I do. Foundations are things that I normally do finish, but as you could see from my makeup collection video, I still have a lot that I haven't finished. But I do finish foundations quite often. Well, I guess if you look at my neck, it's not too, I think it's just barely dark enough. Because it does match this part right here, so. But I would like it a little bit darker. Alright, well, it's a nice foundation though. Okay, LA Colors Conceal It Cover and Correct Concealer. I gotta get another one of these. I've been procrastinating on that too, but if I run out, it's not the end of the world because I do have other concealers I can use. But there's something about the texture of this that I really like. It blends so nice. Not too thick and not too thin, just right. Okay, now we're going to set everything with Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, and this is the translucent extra coverage one. And this is another product that I love the smell of it. I'm going to use an e.l.f. powder brush. I'm just fluffing up the brush. I do that with all my brushes because I deep clean them every day. And when you do that, when it dries, it's not quite as fluffy as it should be. So it's good to fluff them up. Yeah, this powder has a nice smell, but I like the texture of it too because it's light. It's a nice light powder for summer. I'm just taking it right out of the cap there. So I'm so happy that you guys have been enjoying these Wet n Wild videos. And hello to all my new subscribers out there that found me because of that. I appreciate all of you being here watching my videos, and hopefully you will stick around. But if you are new, I should probably tell you that one thing I have a tendency to do on my channel is I get obsessed with things. Like right now, I'm super into Wet n Wild, and I'm gonna, you know, continue to do tutorials on this collection and maybe some other products that I already have in my collection. But I tend to go overboard with things. So if you think, oh my God, is this like the Wet n Wild channel? Is she ever going to do anything else? I will eventually. But right now, I'm just really into Wet n Wild. Before this, it was Colormates. Before that, it was LA Colors. I get obsessed with brands, and I just want to use that brand over and over and over again, and then I move on to something else. So right now, it's Wet n Wild. Okay, now for a contour today, I'm going to use the Megaglo contouring palette in Dulce de Leche. If I can get it open. There we go. Okay, now normally I use my foundation brush. I don't know if that's going to work with this because this is a different, you know, usually I use that A cream contour. All right, let's try it. I haven't used this in a long time. Took it up higher than I normally would. Going in for some extreme contouring today. You know, I was deciding what I was going to use today for blush, and I was looking at all my Wet n Wild blushes, and I realized that the current blushes that they have in their permanent line, those have been around for quite a while now. I'll bet you that they are in the process of redoing that line. Because, you know, companies don't keep the same things around, it seems, very long anymore. And if they do redo the blush line, I hope they have a wider variety of colors, because I feel like a lot of times I'll go to do a look and then there won't be a blush like that will be in the shade that I have in my mind to use for that look. Because today I'm going to use one of the palettes from the Halloween collection last year, because none of the blushes in the permanent line, they just weren't what I wanted to do. So this one is called Brights. It was limited edition, but a lot of times they will bring things back. If they sold well, they'll bring them back again the next year. And I bought this one and the pastel one last year for Halloween. And this is the Wet n Wild blush brush from the Flights of Fancy collection. I'm going to use just a little bit of this red here. Just a little bit. These are pretty pigmented, so you don't need much. Just a little hint of color. The Wet n Wild Megaglo Loose Highlighting Powder in Moon Tears from the Goth-O-Graphic collection. Beautiful. I can't wait to get my hands on that one that's coming up in the Zodiac collection. So pretty. The highlighting brush from the Fire Dragon versus Ice Dragon collection. Put a little bit on there. Swirl my brush, tap off the excess, and go right across the top of my cheekbones. And because I took the bronzer up on the side, I'm not going to go up with the highlighter today like I sometimes do. Just going to go across the top of the cheekbones. Yeah, these kind of highlighters, a little bit messy, but so worth it, because they pop way better, I think, than a traditional like pressed highlighter would. All right, and for bronzer today, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Coloricon bronzer in Ticket to Brazil. Looks like that. My AOA Studio brush, it's the F11, and this is from shopmisse.com. So I'm just gonna dust some of that on the perimeter of my face, under the jawline. For an eyeshadow primer today, I'm going to use the white Wet n Wild paint pot from last year's Halloween collection. If these come out again next year or this year, like I think they probably will, I really like the white one, but I don't recommend the black one. The black one, for some reason, it moves a little bit. This one does not. And it's very emollient, so you don't want to use a lot. You want to just put a little bit on. Yeah, the black one seems to be a little bit more moisturizing, so it has a tendency to crease. But this one is a little bit drier, so it doesn't do that. I mean, you could buy one of these at Halloween, use it every day, all year long, and I don't think you'd go through a whole one. They're huge. How much is in here? 0.22 ounces or 6.5 grams. Yeah, that's a lot of product. So you'd never get through one of these, even if you used it every day. But nice. It can be used for a lot of different things, but I like it as an eyeshadow primer. Okay, here we go. Dragon Scales. Let's take a Wet n Wild blending brush, fluff it up, go into that transition shade, tap off the excess, and go right in the space between the brow bone highlight and the crease. This is so awesome that they started including transition shades in the eyeshadow palettes. Those people at Wet n Wild, boy, they really got their act together. I'm just so thrilled with all these limited edition collections they've been putting out. I like their permanent products too, but I always look forward to the limited edition collections because the themes are so great. So much fun. This one here doesn't seem to have quite as much. All right, that's enough. Okay, now let's take an e.l.f. contour brush, and I just use that for my highlight shade. The highlight shade is, it's like a beige, it's a really warm beige. See what I mean? Just barely light enough for me. Inner corners. Okay. MAC 239 shader brush in this olivey shade. First time I've used this palette. I have very high hopes for these greens. They're so pretty just to look at. Oh, that's going on nicely. No trouble. I always find it interesting to see what colors they pair together in these palettes, because sometimes they do things that are not a conventional color combination, and I kind of like that, because who wants to see the same things all the time in palettes? Too many other companies are guilty of sticking to the exact same color combinations all the time, and you know, for people who are into makeup, they don't want to see the same thing every time. They want something different. You don't want all your makeup to look the same. I'm just taking my time here because I want to make sure that I don't have any like weak spots that don't have enough color. I also want to make sure that it's even. So as far as unconventional color combinations, I wouldn't have thought to put an emerald green with an olive green, but I think that's going to look pretty. Okay, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild P15 brush from their Pro line. Fluff it. All right. So I'm just trying to like form the shape right now and take it down on the outside edge of the lid area. Wow, this is really pigmented, you guys. I think I'm gonna need my wow. I'm gonna need my e.l.f. C brush, my infamous e.l.f. C brush. Let me go grab that. Okay, if you're new to my channel, you may not have seen this before. This is the e.l.f. C brush. And I use this when something goes on really pigmented like that. What I do is I just take this and I go right at the edge of where I applied it. And that's going to work almost like an eraser. Now the only downside to that is it is going to smudge outside the area that you want, but that's where Q-tips come in. So just take a Q-tip. Don't put any makeup remover on it, because that's going to mess up all your other makeup. Once you have a certain amount on it, just flip it over. See how that diffused it? Okay, I've still got a little bit right here. So now I'm just going to take a clean tissue and just try to wipe that area. Okay, got it. I know it looks very messy right now, but it will look better once I have all the other products on. I think I'm going to do it the way I did yesterday, and I'm just going to move on with the other products on this eye. This is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Black Fever. So today I'm going to do the eye pencil first. Yesterday I did the eyeshadow on my lower lash line first and then did the pencil. It doesn't really matter which order you do that. It's really just personal preference. Sometimes though the end result looks better depending on which way you go. It also depends on whether you like things a little more grungy or finished looking. Zoeva small pencil brush with that emerald green. And then smudge it right at the base of that eye pencil. Okay, I'm going to go back in with that Q-tip and just hit this corner a little bit. Okay. I'm going to finish this eye to look like that one and be right back. Okay, so I finished the other eye and then I curled my lashes, used Colormates Volumizing Mascara, and filled in my brows with LA Colors Matte Eyeshadow Palette in Matterific. I used this shade right here. In case you're wondering why I don't use a brow pencil or something along those lines, I can never find one in this type of shade, which is like a taupey grayish color. Why do brow pencils only come in brown, black? They do come in taupe, but not anything like that. The taupes that they make always look red or green. I don't know, they never look right on me. So this works for me. I've almost hit pan on both of these taupey shades right here, so I may pick up another one, or I may just look in my eyeshadow collection and see if I can find another one similar to that. Alright, it is time for lips. I'm going to use my Colormates Nude Pencil lip liner. This, when you buy a Colormates lipstick, there's usually a nude lip liner in the package with it. This color just seems to work for everything. So I'm just lining my lips. I'm not filling them in. And the Wet n Wild Megaglo Liquid Catsuit Metallic Lipstick in Redlings. Really beautiful shade. This rust type red color is going to be huge for fall, you guys. Wet n Wild is not the only ones that have got one in their line. They're really going to be pushing this type of shade for fall, for like trends and stuff. So if you don't really know which, like if you just wanted to buy one lipstick from this line, I would probably go with this one. It performs really well. It does not go on splotchy. Goes on nice and opaque. The color is stunning. That is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks so much for watching.